I'd like to call to order tonight's meeting for the Hammond Plan Commission for November 19th, 2024. Please rise and join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Morris-Smith, would you please call the roll?
Roger Brown.
Here.
Michael Dodd.
Here.
Ronald Simmons.
Here.
William Hutton.
Here.
Thomas Cassidy.
Here.
Nancy Talley.
Here.
Thomas Everton.
Here.
Marcus Taylor.
Here.
Dean Button.
Here.
9 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of October 21st, 2024. Chair would entertain a motion to table or to defer the approval of the minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to defer the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
Been moved by Commissioner Dye, seconded by Commissioner Hutton to to defer the minutes for October 21st, 2024. Can I get a roll call, or should I ask for any discussion? Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Roger Brown.
Yes.
Michael Dodd.
Yes.
Ronald Simmons.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Thomas Cassidy.
Yes.
Nancy Talley.
Here.
Thomas Everton.
Yes.
Marcus Taylor.
Yes.
Taylor. Dean
Yes.
Button.
Yes.
9 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed.
Thank you. Next item is item 4, old business. Is there any old business?
There is no old business.
Thank you. Item 5 is new business. CP 24-12, petition of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission for a 37-lot and 4-outlot subdivision known as Memorial Park Addition to the City of Hammond in an S1 open space and recreational facilities district located at 1301 Highland Street, adjacent within the City of Hammond, Lake County, Indiana. And I'd ask Mrs. Morris-Smith if the notification requirements have been met.
No, they haven't.
Okay, so we had a hiccup in our notification requirements, and you should have found in your packet the process that we intend on following through for this evening. I would entertain Mr. Poland, who is acting solely as the petitioner this evening, to do a presentation on the petition.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Welcome.
On behalf of the Department of Redevelopment, I'm speaking tonight. What is before you is a subdivision plat for the Memorial Park Addition. This is the property that is located basically east of the Pullman Standard neighborhood. It has, for many years, been open space and been a park. It has had various ownerships over the years, and it has come into the hands of the Department of Redevelopment. There's been a lot of discussion collectively where when we have opportunities to develop new residential, we are looking into that and trying to see where we can go forward with that. Those of you should remember the whole Clark Field project, taking the football field area from Clark High School, obviously with an acquisition from School City, and turning that into a brand new subdivision for Robertsdale. So this is generally the same idea that we are looking at to develop some new housing in an older part of our city, provide them with some new opportunities for people to upgrade their homes if they wish. I'm certainly partial to the Pullman Standard neighborhood as it is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So we certainly want to have something that is compatible with that particular neighborhood. The subdivision plat before you has a variety of properties for some opportunities. There is one large lot that has about 3 acres. We've been in discussions with a developer who is looking into an assisted, or excuse me, a senior housing development. And hopefully that will go forward. The other part, there's lots 2 through 9 are designated as duplexes or paired homes. The idea is that 2 lots come together for one building. The common wall of the duplex would be on that common property line. Lots 10 through 37 are single-family houses. The average width, and it does vary because of the curvilinear streets and things like that, but the average width is about 50 feet. The average length is about 120 feet. And so some of the houses are ranging between some of the properties, the lots, are ranging from 5,500 square feet to 7,000 square feet. There is one lot as Noble Avenue makes that curve into Ray Avenue. That one's about 11,000 square feet from a lot. The development will include several new streets that will be extensions of the existing street system. As mentioned, Noble Avenue, Ray Avenue. There'll be a small segment of Lion Street, which is at the northern end of the property. And in the middle of the property, there's this street segment that probably no one really knows what's its name, but according to the original records, it was Sagamore Street. That will be an extension from Wallace Road over to Ray Avenue to make that connection to the neighborhood. And then on the east side of the property, Sagamore will also have a segment that will go to the eastern boundary of the property. If any of that property on the east side of that should become available, and that's privately owned property, but nonetheless, this street segment would potentially allow for a connection into that neighborhood. There's additional steps that have to go with this project, assuming the Plan Commission does agree to the subdivision plat. The property is currently zoned S1. That's reflective of course, the park use. The plan is to rezone the single-family houses to R1U, the duplexes to R2, and the large lot to R4. Those are the logical zoning districts for the type of development. In an R1 district, the minimum lot size is 40 feet wide with 4,800 square feet. And as I indicated before that, these lots are larger than the minimum requirement of the R1U district. The Pullman Standard neighborhood itself is R1U, but because when it was created it was like 1906, those lots are much smaller, those houses are smaller, and this is intended to, of course, make a little bit bigger lots available for the area. We're still working on the covenants. There will be a set of covenants that we're going to put together to help direct the type of housing that will go there. The project also included a technical correction to a NIPSCO utility easement. This easement basically bisected the property, but did not have any infrastructure in it. The infrastructure was always on the periphery of this property, but was never protected by an easement. So we addressed that about a year ago. The streets are currently under design with all the infrastructure, the sewers, and Mr. Button, I will ask you, when are you expecting that to be completed and the bids to go out?
It's out for bids now. Bids are to be received on December 12th.
Okay, so that way we'd have an idea what the cost of the infrastructure is. There are utility easements that are placed in the front yard and in the backyards to provide those opportunities for all of the other utilities. And this sewer system is separated, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Once we get past, there is one thing that probably no one will know that's on the property, but it is a technical correction that has to happen. If you look at your subdivision plat, It shows the existing subdivision for the Pullman Standard neighborhood. And if you look real closely, there's actually a 2.5-foot wide alley that's there by plat only. It doesn't physically exist. There are no utilities in it. Because that alley serves no purpose, practically speaking, as well as the detention basins that are adjacent to it would serve no purpose. One of the things that we will be working with the property owners of Wallace Road is to let them know about the vacation of that alley, and that would be, of course, automatically attached to their property. Once we get through all the technical steps, the city intends to offer the property, the single-family houses, for sale by auction, following the format that we use for Clark Field, not plural. And that at this point, we're suspecting that that would occur, I think we have said May, June, July, in that time frame. As we get through all these other steps, that should be about the time frame where we will be able to go out and advertise for the auction. At this point, do you have any questions?
Questions for the petitioner from the commission? Mr. Casimir's back.
Is there a reason why Lot 1 was left vacant like that? Was it specifically because you're hoping that somebody else would build there rather than putting in more single-family?
That is, by design, that is where the senior housing is expected to go. So that's, yeah, that was one of the, kind of, I guess, one of the triggers of this development. There was interest expressed by some neighborhood officials that let's have an opportunity for senior housing. And we've been working with that developer for quite some time. You know, he was seeking the financing through the Indiana Housing and Community, I always say that wrong, IHCDA, Indiana Housing Community Development Authority. And unfortunately, you know, I don't think he's going to get that in this round, so he will probably pursue that in the next round.
Any other questions from the commission to the petitioner? Thank you for your presentation.
Okay.
So at this point, we open a public hearing to solicit any remonstration for or against the petition. To remind anyone who wishes to speak that you need to state your name, address, and sign in to the sign-in sheet. All statements are to be addressed to the commission members and not to the petitioner or the audience. And statements should avoid any unnecessary repetition. And the president and the commission reserve the right to set a time limit. So at this point, we're opening a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? Anyone in the audience wishing to make a comment at all about this petition? Anyone online attending virtually through the internet wishing to make a comment on this petition? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing portion of this petition. And I would ask if the commissioners or staff and if any further questions to the petitioner. Seeing none at this point, as it relates to notification condition, the chair would ask that we continue this matter to the next meeting of the Hammond Plan Commission, currently scheduled for December 16th. So the chair would entertain a motion to continue this action to December, the next Plan Commission, December 16th. So moved. Thank you. Been moved by Commissioner Dabberton, seconded by Commissioner Dye to continue this matter on to December 16th. I would ask for any discussion on the motion. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call on the motion.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Michael Dye.
Yes.
Ronald Sims.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Thomas Kazimierzak.
Yes.
Nancy Vitale.
Yes.
Thomas Davenport.
Yes.
Marcus Taylor.
Yes.
Dean Button.
Yes.
9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Thank you. So that ends the petitions. A new, or I should call, is there any other new business to be presented to the commission at this time?
No new business.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is item 6, correspondence. Correspondence for the commission.
No correspondence.
Item 7 is commissioner comments. Any comments from commissioners? Well, I would just wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Item 8 is staff comments.
No further staff comments.
Item 9 would then be public comment. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address the commission at this time? Anyone in the audience? Anyone in the audience? Hearing none, the chair would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to, second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Dabbert and seconded by Commissioner Dye to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.